I love the mornings in Southern California, especially in spring. We get May gray, June gloom, but typically by 11 or 12 or maybe 1 o'clock, there's a whole new world out there, sun shining, everything you expect from Southern California. And the nights are usually warm and clear. My plan on this trip was to shoot some pictures for my Art Deco project, and really just to get to know Long Beach a little better. Because as often as I visit, it's always an in and out, shoot some pictures, and get out. This time I was here for a couple of days, and I was really going to take some time and see the areas of town I normally don't go into that often. Along the way, there were a few surprises, and some good pictures, and some not so good pictures. Like every major city, Long Beach is hard to define. It's a combination of downtown glitz, industrial areas, and places where people just live their life. This being Southern California, and Long Beach being at the ocean, there's also a large tourist industry that Long Beach attracts. And the biggest tourist attraction is probably the Queen Mary. It's a hotel, and it's recently been remodeled and upgraded. My initial plan was to stay on the ship, just to see what the changes were like. But we decided to actually stay next door because it was just as easy to visit the ship, and it was much easier for me to get downtown. Like most California cities, the industrial areas aren't far away from the tourist areas, especially oil production. It's quite surprising how much oil production is done right around the city. This little electric bike has really changed things for me. I can now get quite a distance away from the van without having to walk quite so much, meaning the number of places I can photograph in a day has expanded greatly. I've driven past this fountain a million times, and I thought for sure that the lights at night would be on the shooting water. In reality, the lights are not on the shooting water, and it's kind of a little bit of a disappointment. Plus, I don't think I did the best composition that was available. There's always a lot of pictures available in a city. The difference is that they really have to be put together almost as a story for them to make some sense. And so, individually, they're probably not the greatest of pictures, but combined they give you a story and a flavor for the town. Whenever you're in the city, you have to get a picture of the light streaks, don't you? These night shoots is one of the places I really like to have a zoom lens with me. Something fairly large, like a 28 to 200, 28 to 300, because you're never sure what you're really going to run into. And sometimes your best vantage point is from quite a ways away. This was an area we weren't sure we were going to shoot this time, but the morning was cloudy and we thought, let's give it a shot. This set of buildings is being torn down soon. It used to be the entry to the Queen Mary. You would go through this little village and then eventually walk in a long walkway all the way from here to the ship. Today, it's been abandoned and you enter the ship off the parking lot. As I was shooting in this area, I was reminded of a project I did years ago. I'd called it Broken Dreams. It was photos of abandoned places we drove past in New Mexico and Arizona. And this is very similar. And while the corporation probably didn't think much about shutting it down, for some people, owning a little store was probably a lifetime dream. It was time to head back downtown and to see what we could get. Many of these buildings have a real story behind them, and we'll be delving into that in the Art Deco project in an upcoming video. The sad part about Long Beach right now is just its economic development pretty much fell flat, and there's many closed stores, and there's still out there these Art Deco beautiful buildings with no one in them. Whether they make good pictures on their own, I'm not so sure, but with the story behind them, I think they're just lovely. I probably wouldn't pick out any one of these pictures as being exceptional, but as a group, they really give you a flavor of what I saw of the city. Sometimes they're close-ups, sometimes wide-angle shots, but whatever it is, it tells a little story of Long Beach. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. A few lessons learned on my part. At night, when shooting video, use the Blackmagic camera. And for stills, use the Hasselblad cameras. The quality of the sensors and the clean, crisp images you get are really amazing. So please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next week.